Hello and welcome back to those who cope. Um, I'm joined here by my good friend Funky and Ariv, who's a returning member of the podcast. She's very interested in Ashes and has always uh, provoked a lot of conversations within general chats. So we thought it would be great to have her back on the show. And we also have Baroga here, who is a well, I say a long-standing member of Quintessence, but he's been one of our friends for a very long time. Has been very involved in the Ashes community in general. I believe you played Alpha One as well, Broga. Is that correct?
Yes, I did play. Not much because of the time schedule, but some amount.
You got a little taste.
Yes.
That's good to know. So having you here will also be great. Especially when it comes to fact checking me. I am absolutely terrible when it comes to remembering shit about Ashes, especially because been like 3 years since we've been looking at it, and shit changes all the fucking time, and shit contradicts one another. Which is natural in a long development chain. So as long as those really get ironed out, then there's not really a problem. But yeah, without further ado, I'd like to let the audience know that we're going to be talking about nodes in this particular episode. We're also going to generally talk about what we're looking forward to within Ashes of Creation and you know just general coping. That is the main goal of this podcast, after all. So yeah, um, Funky has been absolutely gracious and has provided a great summary of the node system. Um, to break it down into its core components, the nodes have four different types. I believe there's gonna be 85.
85 plus 15 castle nodes. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So it has a variety, well, a large variety of node variation, especially if you have four different types. Um, Also, this is gonna be impactful on how the server develops in general, because every server will have a unique blend of different levels of said node types. So like you will never have the same kind of server um or all the nodes will just be different. So it's actually a very interesting system, and it has so many working parts that breaking it down all in one episode will be an absolute challenge. But I feel like with the people we have here, we can get a really good idea of what we're looking for and what we're anticipating when it comes to the node system. Absolutely. It has it affects so many different things that is crazy. Um, so to start us off with node discussion, Funky, what can you tell us about nodes in general? Maybe something that I've missed in the introduction,
No, I think you were pretty spot on.
right?
As you said, 85 regular nodes with 15 castle nodes locations, 5 castle nodes times 3 nodes each, right? So there will be 5 castles, and each castle will occupy 3 said nodes. Types of nodes: divine, economic, military, scientific, and that's pretty much it, right? Would be nice to do a deep dive into every type of node, so each of those 4 types. And I'd like to ask Baroga which one he's most interested in out of those 4 that were just said.
I would be mostly interested in military because what I have studied, it has a certain type of I don't know what's the quest line or side missions like bounty hunting, like hunt down corrupt players, and something like that along the line. Plus, of course, like they do have their own special buildings, so I will be really interested to see how what type of special buildings does the military node actually have, and what does it benefit with.
Yeah, I think that the military node in general is going to be vied after, definitely. Especially by PvP players, because I believe the mayors are elected based on trial by combat. So imagine having a 1v1 and the person who wins literally is able to do administrative changes on the node. You'll have some sweaty degenerate who doesn't have a fucking clue about any of those kind of systems and just absolutely wrecking everyone and then becoming a mayor. So it'd be very interesting
Do
to see how
we
that would turn out.
do we have a exact I guess exact wording of how that trial will take place, right? The trial of by combat.
I
Do we know?
can
Did they say anything?
I can have a look. I have the wiki to hand that I knew that there's going to be a lot of questions in regards to this. I'll do my best to try and find the answers as we go. But I think that while I do that, I can basically talk out my ass and say I think that the best way to do that would be to have the biggest high ranking arena players viable for the tournament, if you know what I'm saying. So as I understand, they're gonna have a kind of arena structure or activity that that players are able to do in cities or whatever. Um, and the highest ranking on those boards should be
I
proposed
already see
for
a
that.
problem with your system, to be completely honest with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Please let me know.
So if you can be a mayor of the node at the start of the village stage, as much as I know, Ari or Boroga can correct me on that. But by the time that well, it's a, nodes are supposed to level up much quicker than players, especially for the first three levels, meaning that not a lot of people who are hardcore will be doing said arenas, right? There will be mostly leveling. So you cannot go by arena rankings. I think it will be a sign up with a set fee or something along those lines, more than a arena ranking, right?
Oh, wait, I got the answer here. During the election, well, yeah, and also not brushing you off completely, but yeah, I do see what you mean. Like if mayorship is available immediately, which I thought that you know, can you really be a mayor of a fucking hamlet? If that makes sense, like logically, surely you could be a village leader, but a mayor. I thought that like you would be able to get mayorship much later, like it will become viable in like stage 3, stage 4, right? Um, in it, and by the time that node reaches that level, I'd expect some people to be at some kind of level. But again, with the 45 days of proposed leveling duration, I think that's maybe still will be a problem, even if it was in the later stages of the node. But yeah, here it says during the election week, the node will enter an open PvP battleground state for hour-long periods where candidates and their citizen supporters compete to gain points by securing objectives. So your guild leader
So it'll be a
and
all-out
guild,
brawl.
yeah, it looks like it's just guild v guild, like in on that node. That's fucking insane though. Like technically, if you have numbers, you win, right? So it's
I
gonna
guess so.
be based on the
Well,
biggest.
no,
No,
I don't think so. No, I
what?
mean, again, you can bring as big a Zerg as you want, but if that Zerg isn't organized and doesn't know what it's doing, they won't accomplish anything, right? Especially if they're low level, low geared, or whatever, right? There are plenty of things that take place into that. Like you can have 50 geared guys and max level guys versus 300 30 level people, right?
Right.
Also, is it gonna be overnight as well?
It says hour
Because the
longs. So
like just 1 hour.
what
But
hour?
why is it election a week then?
Um, I think it says well, it said hour long periods, right? Yeah, hour long periods. So every I don't
So
know
it's like every day for 1 hour or a
every
few
day.
hours.
Yeah, for a few hours every day, basically.
So
Which
we
How is
can
the time chosen then?
how was the time chosen? I don't know. That's a good question. I'd expect them to have a well. I don't think like going above an hour is a very good idea. Like, how long can you actually, you know, stay there PvPing like constantly, respawning, fighting, respawning like for more than 1 hour? I don't see it how you could not get fatigued and just get fucking bored of doing that over and over again, even if it's to obtain something as high quality as mayorship. You know, it's
Also,
still a bit.
how long does it stay? Like, is it every month, every week? Like, how
Um.
long do you keep it?
You mean the election
Very
or like?
Oh, the
Yeah,
what? How long do you keep the
the
mayorship for?
ownership.
It's a good question. I will also have a look at that. I
Uh,
expect it to be quite
I
maybe two
don't
weeks.
recall them saying anything on that.
like on the when mayors change or the I mean
Yeah, yeah.
I think I I think I remember something like people can vote on like a new mayorship if they don't like the current one. But I don't remember any like the time specific when it actually
Right. So
changes.
you can do a French Revolution. I see.
Yeah, you're able to
That'll,
French
that'll be
Revolution.
fun,
Yeah, absolutely. Don't think there's
especially in a military node.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Rive Genesis. Appreciate it. Um, Also, I'm not too sure if there's gonna be a time that sticks to that, sticks to the extent of mayorship. Um, I think from what I'm looking at the wiki, it does seem like it will be forever unless you're revolutionized, which would be quite funny to be honest. Um, but yeah, that is a very interesting questions that you guys got there. It's got me really thinking, like, how this mayorship could be actually exploited, like, or at least you can be boosted to it, right? Um,
Especially
or piggyback
scientific nodes.
scientific nodes. Okay, well, I guess
Yeah.
we can go into that as well.
Oh,
To be
can
honest,
I raise a concern with military nodes first?
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
So, like, how do we keep like like the node system involves that you are a citizen of a node.
Yes.
So I guess you can only go for mayorship if you're a citizen. So that means, let's say there are 3 guilds in a node that are housed in the node. Let's say we dominate the other 2 and we are the mayors. How do we keep them the citizens? What's in it for them to stay citizens in that node and
Okay.
not just go to another military node elsewhere?
So from what I know, this is where mayoral quests come in to keep your citizens happy, to give them rewards, to give them boost. Well, not to give them boost, but to give boost to your node, the one that you're governing, right? The problem with all of this is that they still haven't showed anything. It's just stuff that Steven said that is probably written on the wiki, but we do not have
Okay.
any insight. We do not have any
Yeah,
deep understanding about it.
let me rephrase it a little bit then. What incentivizes a player to choose a military node as their citizenship node
Oh, okay.
over the others, for
That's a bit
example?
different. First of all, if you want to be a bounty hunter, right? There will be potential quests for that certain line of work, and there is talks currently about reduce the duration for corruption. So, meaning if you are a citizen of said military node, your corruption timer won't be, I don't know, 3 days. Once you reach the red stage, it will be 2 or 1.5 or however long.
Yeah,
So
but
that's one
it's
of the
interesting that they say that reduced corruption of military node, but you actually need divine quests to actually remove your corruption via questing or via like the inbuilt feature. So that would be the
yes.
divine node then.
I think this will be passive, right? Over a period of time, without doing anything specific, it will just slowly go down.
But then
I might be
you
wrong.
get into a play loop where you just play, you get corrupted, you log out to get rid of your corruption, and then you
Pretty
can't
sure you need to
play.
be online.
Yeah. Okay, then you camp in a distant spot or like a hard to find spot
I
or in
guess
a city or whatever. Or you just go and do a divine quest, which is in a divine node, more likely than a military node.
Yeah, but you will get attacked.
By the guards.
Yeah. So it's not as simple as they make it out to be. Depending on what stage you are, and I guess what what relationship nodes have with each other, there will be different encounters, right? Because they did say, "Oh, you're a corrupted player. Guards will go after you unless there's a specific term or a specific thing that is, I guess, that is running in the background, right?
Yeah, but then how do
For
you pick up
example,
a
that divine
divine
node being
quest?
under your,
Yeah, so like this raises so many questions,
yeah,
and I don't really
it really
see why
does.
a military node would have a benefit other than like literally the bounty hunter quests.
Yeah,
Those are the only thing we know that benefits from the military node, and absolutely nothing else. Everything else is distributed among the other nodes.
yeah, it
True.
does look like the concept of the military node hasn't been really fleshed out, especially from looking at the wiki. It literally just says, "Hey, enables bounty hunters and potentially, in brackets, reduce the duration of corruption." So
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
there's
not been
other
a fleshed out.
there's other spot as well I'm reading, like node type, military nodes, specialization, combat, and class training focuses, NPCs cards, and currency honor. So
Okay, that's all great. The problem is, again, we don't know anything. They didn't show anything regarding that. So it's, I mean, no information means you cannot say what will definitely happen. Is it good? Is it bad? Or whatever.
I think that we can generally, really hypotheticalize over the concept and try to think of avenues in which it can be useful. I think having a military node, for example, allow you to have certain buffs, for example, that would bring certain classes to it, like I don't know, attack speed buff or something along those lines. I believe that they're gonna be doing that anyway with the other nodes, if I'm
Yeah, they will. From what I know, they will. And yeah,
yeah, okay. So
Yeah,
while it's not completely here, I can see the route that it can go, and perhaps they can make it a more fleshed style node in general. Is there anything else anyone wants to bring up about the military node?
nope.
Nope.
no, not really. A bit of a mediocre one as of right now.
Yeah, I just really want it to be viable
I
Hmm.
just think like
as a
people who
PvP
are
person.
yeah, I just think for PvP people, like they're gonna mainly focus on military nodes. Of course, when we get more information, we could confirm it somehow, but so far we just cannot. But I can see just all the hardcore PvPers might go that route.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, and that's the kind of gist I was getting from the conceptual idea of the fucking military node. Anyway, is that it's gonna draw PvPers to it, and well, we're a PvP guild, and kind of our thing. So it's kind of sad to see that there's not actually something there that's we're able to fucking chew, bite off and fucking chew and really get into. It's kind of sad, but definitely a great node to begin with. The least fleshed out one. Um, it's only going to get better from here, right? Surely.
Oh, and like I wanna add this as well. Like so far, I think it could be the fairest one if you're gonna aim to go as a mayor, because like the scientific you have to vote in order to get mayor. So of course, like in my opinion, streamers and popular YouTubers they have the edge of it, and I think they have edge of economic as well, because if they're gonna have a lot of supporters who might even lend some gold to actually buy the mayorship. And I think the how did the religion, divine node work? I do not remember.
It's
Elected
like
based
a
on the
score
citizen
system,
who earned the
PV
most PVE favor
Yeah.
with the node. So, and that sounds like the person who starts the fastest doing that might get it.
Yeah, or has the amount of players that are able to contribute to it with their name, right? If I'm not mistaken.
So, like, this just sounds like the military node is like the most fair way to get it,
Again,
just by actually having the brawl.
it looks like you're gonna. Well, it is kind of fair, but again, you also need to be a candidate to begin with to be viable. So you already have to have numbers behind you to put you up as a candidate. It is kind of fair because you can't just like boost someone, right?
Yeah, you having a platform and use that to boost yourself to get to the stage where you want to be.
Exactly. You actually have to have some kind of indication of skill, which is why it's a great concept. Um, it'll be very interesting to see how that actually pans out. I I think we can move on to the next one. I'm not too familiar with the divine node. All I know is God is holy. Role playing guy, a priest kind of thing.
To my understanding, it's basically the PvE node. Like military is the PvP node and divine is the PvE node because it's gonna unlock a raid
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
or
like the
something similar.
dungeon. I think it was like a dungeon between beneath
Yeah,
the vassal node. I think it was something like that, and that's
Mega
does sound
catacomb.
yeah,
That's what
and
they're
that
calling it.
basically a raid.
Yeah.
See,
but
and
like it's interesting because of again if it's gonna be unique, it might have the really special drops that like won't be able to get it from anywhere else because having well the way how the nodes even work like the node influence. So there's going to be a lot of contestants as well, depending on the people who want to get their node to max level.
Also,
My
can
question
you
is,
enter the
oh,
mega?
go on, Arif.
Sorry, can you enter the mega catacomb if you are not a citizen of the metropolis divine node? That's the greatest question.
absolutely thinking that myself is like,
Yeah, I don't think we have information on that, Steven. Can someone ring him up, please?
yeah, I'll just fucking direct dial him. Yeah, surely.
Because it changes a lot if yes or no. Like that's the whole dynamic of the game.
Yeah, true. Also, what happens if we do not have a military, a divine node that is max level, stage 6, on our
We,
server?
we don't have any catacombs open.
It's a skill issue.
Just
It's a
get
So
skill
wrecked.
issue.
it's basically a skill issue, what
Yeah,
I'm hearing here. Ah, that's fucking great.
absolutely. Um,
Mm.
like what are the chances of that though? Like realistically, when you have 85 potential nodes and
Pretty
you have
high
4 times.
because you can have only 5 stage 6 nodes, I think.
Oh, okay. That
It's not
fucking
unlimited
forgot.
amount.
I fucking
Yeah.
forgot about
Like,
how that works. The
the zone
vassal
of
nodes and
the
shit.
zone of influence grows larger if the node upgrades, if I remember correctly. So of
Yeah,
course
it does.
that prevents a lot of nodes from getting into the same level. So they have to actually destroy the node in order to advance. But then there's going to be the race who's going to be the next candidate to this next level node to prevent other ones to leveling up.
Right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that entire mechanic right there. That is quite concerning because if there is useful pieces and maybe even biz pieces from there, then you are going to be without that. But then again,
No, you won't have base pieces there. Well,
mm,
kind of, because they
Will
did
you?
say craft. Well,
Yeah,
okay,
but the crafting recipe has to drop from somewhere.
Yeah.
right?
true. I agree with that. But from Steven said, crafters have best shit, right? Meaning that there will probably be a way to craft another best piece or close to best in slot piece without
That well, if they have
that
it,
node or that zone of influence. At least I would hope.
it does depend on the balancing, right? Because if they're gonna give one thing, they probably should give an equivalent in another. So, well, at least
Yeah,
that's
true.
what you hope for. Like that would be a healthy environment, right? Otherwise, you do create an imbalance, and if it's too much on one side, people will just do that, and then you're missing out all this other fucking shit that you developed, and it's just not being used. Um, see that quite often in MMOs in general. So hopefully not. Is a more of a balancing issue than anything else because you could have just equivalent gear pieces from other nodes or other node activities. Um, but yeah, anything else about the divine nodes in particular that's unique about them?
Uh,
Priest. I think so. It was something like NPCs.
Three
yeah.
stem PCs, very unique. I see.
Yeah, that, like
Well,
I
the
think
nodes
like
have their own stories. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. I just remember something like that being unique in the node base.
Did we talk about how the mayor is elected?
um, no.
I did
Oh wait,
say. I
yes,
think.
yes. I think
Most
Arif
are in
mentioned it.
PvE favor, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, temples are
Temples.
unique to divine nodes.
They're quite useless though, aren't they?
They offer you a quest path for as much as I know.
Oh, that's what Arif was about to explain, wasn't it? You know what, Arif, I'll let you talk. Go on.
What do I talk about? Sorry.
The quest
Oh
paths.
yeah, yeah. So every node is well, it's not unique to it, but every node should have its own story. They said multiple times. So I
True.
guess it's one thing that is unique to it, but it's like not super unique because another node is gonna have a different story. But I guess it will have some relevance.
Yeah, it does seem that way from what I'm looking here as well. That the well, it depends on what religion you choose, and religion is another whole fucking thing that we could talk about
Didn't
as
they
well.
say there is no gameplay relevance of religion? Only like lore?
Uh,
I'm
I
I'm not sure, but
I'm not under that
I'm
assumption.
pretty sure that I was looking at religion buffs
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
same.
a
oh,
few days ago.
I think there was augments or something like
okay.
that.
I will look this up in the wiki.
Yeah, but
There
yeah,
are
To be
player
honest, there's a
progression
lot
paths
of
within.
misinformation and like cross information that I'm not even sure myself
it's
anymore.
very hard to really pin down exactly what is actually going to be implemented or not. Just in general when it comes to
Benefits, unique titles. Certain titles will unlock special abilities or stats during sieges and events.
Okay, that's
Yeah, I
pretty
guess
big.
those are buffs,
yeah,
right?
that does sound like a fucking buff to me, mate.
Unique augments are top tier achievements within religion. Uh,
Yeah, it does look like there's gonna be some level of um advantage you can obtain from following a certain religion. So I think that that will lead to meta rising in
Okay, I have a question.
that regard. Yeah.
What happens if you're an atheist? Because they did say that there you will be able to be an atheist. Are you just shooting yourself in the foot?
Yeah, you're just nerfing yourself.
Yep.
I
Wow, that's demoralizing. Holy
you're
shit.
just you're just
I
playing the
agree.
game as a hard mode.
yeah, the Reddit atheists are just gonna melt playing this game. They just won't be able to handle it.
Well, mm, I was really planning to go that path as well, so uh,
No, no, you're
guess
not. You're
guess that's off the table.
you're going to the war god because you need fucking extra health. So shut the fuck up. That's all I'm
Yeah, I guess so.
saying. Cool. Is there anything else about divine nodes apart from
Nope.
religion, temples, and priest NPC?
To be honest, I don't see anything.
Neither.
Like temples of worship, there'll be dark energy, light energy, yada yada yada. Like bunch of lore and nothing concrete as of right now.
Fair.
Well,
So
apart from priest NPCs, so those are
those are crucial. Um,
yeah.
so it's another kind of like the military node. It's kind of not cemented, not really much to
To be honest,
discuss
it
around
seems
it.
much more fleshed out than the military
Yeah,
node.
it gives a lot more like a reason to be there. It gives rewards. Like it tells you what type of rewards you are able to get. Of course, we don't know what types of are they gonna actually implement everything,
Yeah,
but at least we know we actually are gonna gain something from it.
right.
Meanwhile, the military was combat and ability based or something like that, but we don't know anything about those.
Yeah, fair. It yeah. I guess in the sense of they have a lot more to offer. 100%. They're a bit more fleshed out in that regard. Um, it's just to be honest, are you able to retrieve those buffs if you're not a citizen of the divine node? Because
A
Mm,
very important question.
that is a
religious
very
buffs
important
or
question. Like,
I'm thinking maybe that's the what's the temple are for.
that, yeah, but can you access said temple and gain said buff from by following the religion instead of like you don't have to become a citizen of the divine node for it.
Also,
again,
is
someone
the
might need to ring up Steven.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a ring Steven moment.
are the buffs from the divine node gonna be more powerful for PvP than the buffs from the military node?
Probably. From what it sounds like, especially in the sense of the augments that you get from the end level node, the it's like the specific religions priests, they like level up to a certain point, and then you can buy like really good augments from them for your gear. from what I understand, the augments themselves function sort of like sockets from WoW. So it's not going to be like incredible changes per se, but it definitely will add an edge to your gameplay. I don't know, +5
Another
critical strike.
reason not to go military node then.
Yeah, another reason not to go. Definitely, it's not looking good for military. No, that's all I'm gonna say. They definitely need to buff that motherfucker up. Um,
Or
Dogo
Or,
agrees.
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What we're carrying next, economic or scientific? If you guys don't have anything else to say on Divine Node.
I'm pretty good with that one. Okay, I think we can go to scientific because it's another node that I know nearly reoccurring theme, unfortunately. What I do know is that it's something to do with crafting.
Uh, kind of in a way. Well, scientific will be definitely a streamer node. Mayors are elected via ranked choice popularity vote, so meaning that, well, depending on how many people you have behind you, the more votes you will get, and most likely the mayorship, right?
So democracy.
Yes, pretty much.
I see.
yeah, but if I may just add something, it's outside of the mayorship. It's still the scientific is focused on artisan classes.
Ah, so I was correct.
Yes, you were.
Some sort of manner. That's great. Um, so what the what can mayors do? Let's put that. Let's get a standard for what mayors can do. They're able to adjust taxes, right? Is that a
Yes.
thing? They're able to um decide when a node levels up or pushes for a level up.
Not necessarily. They can decide which building goes where and when
Oh,
they're building which building, right?
oh, so
So
they choose which
sort
buildings
of
they
like
put down.
exactly, yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
And yeah, that's a huge factor. I think they're able to choose buffs as well for the node that like enhances something like could be like gathering or something like that. One of the streams I think Steven mentioned. So they are able to like buff specific things with the cooldowns.
Right. Okay. Um,
I don't remember the name of it.
seems that being a mayor then is quite handy. Um, especially if you're able to, choose that you want to put down a forge instead of a fucking skinning hut or whatever, or hypothetically. Um, so I can see what you're saying about the streamer node, and
Yeah.
it's, how many? There's going to be so many scientific nodes, no? Because it's definitely the easiest way of getting there as a popular person, and there's going to be a lot of popular people on. Well,
Well,
it depends on how big the game is on release and how they handle their server population. Because I believe it's going to be like 10K, right? So if you have like
yeah, that's what they're talking. 8 to 12, I think,
if they
right
get a
now.
if they get a new world turnout with like 900K plus players playing at once, right? Then I don't think the streamer problem will be a very big problem because it's a very small portion of that kind of thing. But again, like with New World, um, if the server population is too low, they then gain a distinct advantage because of the numbers and Zergs there. So
Hmm.
it all depends on how many people play and how many servers are available. And also, I believe that for guilds with keys, they're able to choose which server they join, right? Or is that
Yeah,
going to be something for everyone?
that'll be for everyone though, as much as I know.
Oh, if it's for everyone, I think that the streamers will go all onto one server probably, or at least try to.
Hopefully, yeah.
That's the plan. I think they did that for
That
New
would
World
be
as well.
fair, but I don't think it will happen.
Um, maybe not, maybe not. And if we have just pure scientific nodes because we have so many streamers, then
Also, that won't happen. Also, there are a set amount of nodes that populate the world. It just depends which one will be which stage.
Oh,
right? So
right.
you
Yeah, yeah.
cannot have a world that has only scientific nodes. It's not how it works.
No,
Well,
no, no.
someone can correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's
Yeah, I think it's like that. Like each node has its type and it's a fixed. Like the
yeah.
Oh,
world
there's
itself is
fixed
fixed.
types.
You just
Okay.
decide which one you level up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Imagine
fixed.
imagine it like Albion zones. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know, certain
Like a
zone will always be a certain
Catan
zone.
table.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. With that context, may not even be a big issue. That's fine then. Um,
Also,
and
I think the starting, like, there are 4 factions as far as I know, 4+1 starting areas. I think each starting area will be like a different one, and those are gonna be the first that are gonna be leveled up.
Yep, because
At least
all
I
that's
do
the
my
not know
guess.
much about that.
I no, I think Ariv is correct. There are four starting zones where you are able to spawn in, and I'm pretty sure like people who are not planning to play as a group and who haven't planned ahead what they're gonna do, they're gonna start just play casually in the starting area and just level it up automatically.
which is reasonable to do. Um, it does make sense to really not spend time with your 2 feet fucking out in the world, right? It's easier to just start wherever you start and go from there. Um, I mean, does here's a good example of if that would cause a problem, right? Um, I'm not too sure if anyone here remembers the Singaporean servers or the Eastern servers for Albion being released because they kind of have a limited spawn area as well, but they get to choose which kind of zone it is. Um, but it doesn't really. I guess it does. They do really just stay there because you stay in the city and that's your city, right? So it's a little bit different. Well, I don't see how it's I can see how people would want to leave the node as well in terms of for example, you spawn in a military node and it gets to level 5 because it's the first node, right? Um and then you need fucking, I don't know, you want to be able to trade with people with an AH, so you make a level 4 node next to that military node. With level 4 economic node, sorry. So while I think that people will be competing to stay within the first zone because it's just going to be the most popular and most people around, most people to play with, whatever. There are reasons to go to other areas as well.
I was
Um,
about to disagree with you.
you know what? Absolutely, go ahead.
I have a feeling that people will branch out from the beginning, right? They will first go exploring and go to the outer nodes with the idea that, oh, no one was here. I will be the first one here. I will start quest here, and we will take this node as a guild, quote unquote, right? Because same thing as you said, majority of the people will start leveling up the beginner nodes, at least people that are not playing in bigger groups, that are not playing in guilds and so on and so forth, right? Meaning that said guilds will try to branch out in the nodes that are further away areas of the map.
Are you like proposing that under the logic of there is less competition, so more things to farm, more things to
Kind
more
of, yeah.
more things to kill for more XP or whatever.
I I can add something what Funky said because I think I remember something about it depending on the population in the node. I think there's gonna be less resources in it. I think it was something. I think
Oh, are they
something
like
about that.
they're like um balancing the spawns of gatherable materials based on the population of the node in
Okay, but in
but
which
how
in
you
which
do that?
sense are they increasing it depending on the number of players, or are they decreasing it depending on the number of
I
players?
think it was punished if like too many people. There's something I don't fully remember it like correctly, but I think it was something like that line of quote.
But the level of the node also affects the resources inside. So like the higher level of the node, the higher level resources, as far as I know. So then
True. Yeah.
I'm
you
trying
have
to
to kind of balance it somehow. That like less players but higher level node will yield the best, but then more people are gonna come to that node.
Exactly. And then you get
So
punished.
basically, in the beginning, you want to spread out, and as the game progresses, you want to leave your, I guess, last citizenship and go towards the bigger nodes, or be within the cluster that has a bigger node, right? Being that tier 5, tier 6, or whatever.
Sounds like it. Um, I think it all depends. Well, to be honest, I don't think I don't think it really matters if the like materials are higher level because you don't have to be a citizen, right? You can just go there and farm.
True.
Like you can spawn your caravans as well, can't you? So can't you use that as a pseudo storage system for your shit? Um, technically, right? I don't know. Maybe you could literally just hide it around a mountain and then just run back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then transport all your farm, what you just farmed in that area back to wherever you
Well,
have your
caravans are
citizenship.
expensive, first of all.
True, 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 true. From what I can, I'm not really thinking about in the aspect of its viability. I'm just seeing if it's possible. Like, it looks like it's possible, especially with the caravan
There are
stream we've
farm
seen.
mules, right? And stuff along those lines.
Oh, okay. So they already have things that have like storage on them, so you don't have to
Yeah,
necessarily become a citizen of the high level node. You can literally just
I
go and
guess
visit.
not. No.
But if what Baroga's saying is true, then you also just get punished because there's loads of people on that node, or does it? Do they measure it by citizenship? Because if they measure it by citizenship, it's just GG. It doesn't really matter. You're able to just, to be honest, the community, if it operates like that, the community will just get a node. No one signs up as a citizen, so it has just fuck ton of resources. And
That's not how it will work.
no, no,
No.
putting shit out my ass because that's basically ashes. Um, more or less. Unfortunately, I wish it was different.
If
But
you keep saying
yeah,
like that, I don't think Steven's gonna help us.
you know what? Steven needs to get out of his echo chamber sometime. Okay. Um, gotta have a little bit of dose for reality. But how do you think it will work then in terms of like measuring what Baroka said?
Well, you need to have citizenships. Well, people in the node in order to progress the node, right? Like those two things are, uh, well, combined in a way.
Yeah.
Because yeah, well, nodes progress with mayoral quests, with outside quests, with donations, more buildings, also depending on what nodes are around it, and taking all of that into consideration, you need people that are inside those nodes, right? That live inside them. Meaning that you cannot just boost one node to the max level and no one lives there.
Um, but can you have people leave? Does it deteriorate? Is it
Unsure. As much as I know, the nodes only deteriorate once they are successfully sieged.
so they don't have a deterioration mechanic? I can easily whack open a Discord, say, oh, the Vera server Discord. I get everyone in there. I say, okay, there's this node. It's one of the 85 nodes, so don't touch this fucking node. And we're going to boost it, and then we're gonna abandon citizenship, and we're just gonna leave it as a farm zone, so everyone can farm there. Right?
Unsure.
That sounds like a fucking plan to me. That's all I'm saying. Um, definitely.
Maybe Ari knows more about this than I do because
Oh well, maybe people can just like a rogue guild can come and take ownership of it and then ruin everything.
They can grief, yeah,
well,
100%.
Because if there are no citizens to defend it, then you can just like siege the node infinitely, and it's no one is gonna defend it because only the citizens can defend it.
yeah,
But
also true that.
that is true. They can just grief just for griefing sake.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and they are gonna grief because it's a social MMO, and that's the point of it.
True, true. I did not really consider that aspect. So that would be the deterrent from even trying to perform something like that. I don't know.
Also, as soon as you tell people to not do something, they will do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
you can foster a hive mind within a social within an MMO community, though. It is very easy to do. It's been seen many times
Mm,
within New World, for example. Especially with a 2K population, hive mind and all that shit really does uh, take control. So it can be done, but the possibility of it is fucking slim to none.
To be honest, I think that there are things in place against what you're saying, but again, nothing is revealed yet, and we do not know anything.
Oh yes, yes. Going back to the that again
Um,
seems to be a recurring theme.
yeah. Also, scientific node will have teleportation, as much as I remember. Correct? I'm
In the
correct.
sense of you
Yep.
can go to scientific node and teleport to.
I think it's only to another scientific node
Oh,
that is the
And
same.
to the nodes of influence too, no?
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Okay.
I think it was
Okay.
zone of
Yeah.
influences.
oh,
Right.
anywhere within those zone of influences.
Allow teleportation
Yes.
within the vassal network, which can extend across seas and also include islands. If there are multiple scientific metropolises, then an airship will provide fast travel between those scientific metropolises for citizens of those nodes and their vassal nodes,
So with some
as as long
zeppelins.
as they're not war, yeah, zeppelins.
Okay.
As long as they are not war with each other, of course.
Oh, right, makes sense. Well, yeah. Let's. I think we should talk a little bit about the siege mechanics of nodes because I'm very fucking rusty on those. Um, like how does one initiate a siege? If anyone remembers.
Yes. I truly have no clue anymore.
I can't remember how exactly like the mechanics behind that. Maybe it's because we haven't even like it's not been revealed yet. Like that. But
They definitely did, but
didn't they
I
have a
just
whole siege in Alpha One? No,
Yeah, they had
I'm pretty
there
sure.
was sieges in Alpha One, but I think wasn't the question about how like do they start or like how they work.
Yeah, yeah. The question is more, yeah, but how did that siege get initiated, or was it literally just an event that they
It was just
theatered?
I think it was just an event that just
Isn't it
like
like
just
a mayor of another node has to declare it? And then the two
yes,
nodes become like in war, and then that's how the siege starts.
So it's literally just on the push of a button of a mad tyrant that can begin the war. There's
yeah,
I
no like,
but
think
like
so,
so
though.
far but in Alpha One I it was more it was not like that in my opinion. It was just an event, but I think I don't remember what was about it as well.
okay. Don't worry about it then. Which node have we actually wait? Does anyone have anything else to say about scientific nodes at all before we move on to the
Nope.
next one? Not really much to
no.
discuss about it, really. Like,
I guess the teleportation is the big one,
that is a big
right?
one. You could definitely coordinate that. What is it to and from stage 6 ones, or is it to and from stage 5, stage 4, stage 3, etc.?
Stage 6
So it's
only. It needs to be a metropolis in order to unlock the teleportation.
so it's yeah, but yeah, that's fine. But does the teleport the does the zeppelin do the zeppelins go to level 5 nodes, level 4 nodes, level 3
No, it
nodes?
only goes to another stage 6
A-
scientific node.
and there can only be 5 stage 6s, right?
I think so, yes.
Fucking useless. I what? I'm not gonna. No, I'm sorry. It's just
No, the
it does.
Zeppelin is, but like the vassal system teleportation isn't. The vassal system teleportation is actually okay, in my opinion.
Fair. I mean, if you can teleport to any scientific node, that would be very fucking useful.
You cannot teleport to any scientific node. You can teleport in any node that is within the zone of influence of
of
said.
your node, of said
Yes,
metropolis.
tier 6. Yeah.
Right.
Yep, yes.
I got it. I got it. My small pea brain is wrapping around this concept. I've got it. Um, apart from that, is there literally nothing else that scientific nodes can really give us?
Not no. So far, what I can tell
I
about it, it's just gonna be mainly about the streamers, hardcore crafting guilds or groups, and yeah, nothing else.
yeah, I think it was the artisan profession benches,
That's the one.
like the
I knew it was
best
missing something.
ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there is the processing ones, but those are for the economic node, I think, or something like that.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
but didn't they say that the best processing and crafting will be done in
Both are scientific, because then it just
mm,
makes it OP. Like if crafted
no, no,
items
no,
are the
no, no,
best,
no,
then
no.
True.
I meant to say in freeholds.
Yeah, but like
ah,
I think scientific nodes are like focuses on artisan, and again, artisan is everything, every those things like catering, processing, and crafting. Artisan is every of those three categories.
So you
So
want to tell me that scientific nodes will be equal to freeholds in a way, in well, when it comes to that at least.
I wouldn't say that because they did already say it like you can do on the best stuff in freeholds, but it just they are focused on artisan.
It's like the prebiz of freeholds.
This is the problem that I have. Them saying they're focused on freeholds, but then not giving a clear example, right? Does that mean that they will have a, I don't know, farming buff? Does that mean that they'll have a crafting buff? What does that exactly mean, right? Will they have a
also
better
where are the
skill
freeholds?
tree? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is the problem that I currently have with their system of showing us things in general. Like they say shit, but then do not cover it at all. It's just out there, you know. Um, right. So there will be some advantages. We don't know which ones, basically, if I'm
To
getting this correct.
yeah, to it looks like a kind of node if you want to like just be a um crafter, just go there. Um seems quite kind of cut and dry in that aspect. I mean,
Right.
Yes.
not everyone's going to get freeholds, and so everyone kind of needs an area where they can still be able to obtain some high level kind of gear or by themselves. It's the way I like to see it. It's like getting purple prebiz on New World, and you can craft loads of purples, right? You can craft purples all day, but you can't get the legendary because it doesn't exist. It's a unicorn, and the unicorn in this regard would be the freehold because not everyone can get the freehold. So I think that it is kind of necessary to have a node that is that kind of caliber. Um, and I do think it would still be useful to have one at max, if in the sense of you like crafting stations and all that kind of shit will be available within that node. It will be definitely needed. Like you need at least one, surely. Um, but yeah. Uh, anything else to do with scientific nodes?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's only focused on artisans, but I'm reading freehold benefits. Freeholds are the only place that master and grandmaster processing is available.
Oh,
Oh, so
wait.
it was processing.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Players can craft up to the journeyman level on freeholds, and low tier gathering can be done on freehold plots.
Right.
So processing is the main thing. So we just don't know about the crafting, and we don't know we don't know about the crafting side.
See, okay. They got room to grow in that regard. Then
I mean,
fine.
we'll probably know more during Alpha 2.
Yeah, 100%. They'll probably reveal a lot.
Right.
Um,
Next thing, economic, I guess.
yeah. Let's move on to economic. I believe that this is the Lam TLDR of what he understands about the economic node. It's a trading hub. There's going to actually be an AH in there, and that's probably I think that the way you become the mayor of it is by it's by a literal bid. So basically, whoever's Mr. Moneybags will become the mayor of that node, which is fair enough. Like,
It's actually a blind auction, so it's a strange one. In a blind auction, you don't know the other people's bids.
oh, so
True.
okay.
Which makes me think there will be another big guild, like a Zerg or another streamer node, in that way.
Yes, giving up all the money to one guy and just
And just
Yeah.
plopping it down, and no one can even compete. Yeah, absolutely. That seems to be the case. I don't
Which I
know.
don't hate. It's
Yeah,
just a thing to consider.
yeah, I don't hate either. I mean, our my next question. Well, my next question to about the economic node would be: are you able to use AH even if you're not a citizen?
oh,
Crickets. Unsure.
Unsure, unsure.
I
Let's
only
have a
know
look at
that
that.
like their special building is the auction house, but
You probably can. I would guess.
I mean, it would be kind of fucking useless, right? It would be completely useless if you could only trade with the citizens in your town. Like, aren't you supposed to have other people come to said node to trade and get taxes from them and all that kind of stuff? Free tax.
Hmm.
Violently reading.
So my my question is, when it comes to AH and things like that, how will people then trade in general?
In general, as in like person to
Every
person.
day, let's say that there is not an economic node or that it's very far away from you. What will it just be? Word of mouth? Will it just be through chat?
Be through chat, like I would definitely be through chat. It will either be through chat or
Third-party website.
yeah, or Discord. Like that, people will just create resources for them. Absolutely, like especially if the
Do you
game
guys
doesn't
think
get
that
better
that's
to
a
it.
desirable outcome?
I'm saying
No,
that
but that's what people are gonna do.
no. I'm not even complaining about that. I find that very fun. Like, well, in the sense of it's very convenient. It gets me what I need. I'm able to play the game more. Um, because of it, I'm able to profit off the game more because of it. I do not see a problem with people coming together to create a resource for a game and that resource being useful.
Okay, another question. Do you think that they took that into consideration? People just
Oh,
trading through general chat, through Discord and things like that.
well, if they didn't, then I am severely concerned. Um, but again, I don't see how, I don't see how that
Because
kind
from
of
what I'm reading, you can buy a space in the city and post your things there, right? You can become a small trader. Same comes with owning freeholds and refining stations. What was it also? Pubs and things along those lines, right? They it seems like they're trying to create an economy within the game that doesn't go outside the game, right? That it's like, oh, you have to go and discover things in order to buy things, or that's at least how it looks to me. I might be completely wrong about this, but
I
yeah,
don't know where you got the buying a thing because I don't see anything within the economic node about buying
I'm
it.
pretty sure that there will be stores in general in every node.
Really?
Well, it says auction houses are for economic nodes, but otherwise, I think like player-to-player trading should be enabled.
Yeah, because it makes no fucking sense to disable it. Um, but I find that AH is still beneficial, right? It's still something that you would want. Like, even if you can type to people, because you can type to someone all day, right? And they're just fucking going up and up and up and up in price or whatever. And fucking just haggling you in general. I do it. I haggle people like a motherfucker when I try and buy something. I'm like, oh man, yeah, look, I really need this item, but it's 250 gold. I only got 230, man. And can you just I'll be broke. I'll be broke. and more time they'll just give. So having an AH and having a set price and having buy orders, sell orders, all that kind of shit, very beneficial, very capitalist. So and you avoid the problem of social interaction and the pitfalls of social interaction when it comes to getting scammed and that kind of stuff.
Okay, here it says player styles are rentable locations near the unique building in economic nodes.
Wait,
right?
repeat that slowly, because
Player styles are rentable locations near the unique building in an economic node. Sorry, basically a marketplace of sorts.
did you see that?
Renting a player style
Why
enables
the
players to sell items as well as provide repair and enchanting services even when they are not online. Personal shops, certificates to play personal shops may be purchased by citizens and the non-citizens of economic nodes. This is the problem that I have currently with the economic node, right? Because I'm sending the thing in our chat in the stream.
Yeah, let me have a good look, please,
You do
because
not have
that is quite
permission to view.
concerning. Wait, what do you say, bro?
You do not
That's why I
have.
said it seems like they're trying to keep all trading within the game without players being able to. Well, I won't say without them being able to, but without considering the outside trading tactics.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
you said, Discord, Reddit, and things like that. Or maybe they're just
Oh,
enabling it so players can do both, right? Because it did say you're able to repair, enchant, buy something even if the player is offline. So I guess could be both, but at the moment I'm unsure.
it it depends on the mechanics surrounding these stalls, right? Like if the stall itself is literally just providing a service, like you said, with repair, then it's fine. But if it's like, oh, this is what I got for sale at this price, then I don't know, the AH does kind of become useless, because if you wanted something like I don't know, you want a robe that is Biz, and you go to a scientific node to try and find it or whatever, like that scientific node will definitely have gear pieces and people doing things with crafting and shit. So you will go there to find a stall there. Or am I getting that wrong? It's only an economic nodes where you could get stalls. Hello? Oh.
Sorry, I was I was jamming on my food.
Did you hear my question? Yeah.
To be honest, no, I was kind of busy.
I don't blame you. I'm also yamming on my rice and chicken right now, so we're both in the same page here. My question was, are the stalls only available within economic nodes?
Here
Well,
it says you can. Once the economic node has reached metropolis stage, personal shops may be placed anywhere in the world. So I
Oh,
think if you're a citizen of an economic node, then you can place shops, according to this little snippet.
and you can place
okay.
those
What
stalls
about
anywhere.
freeholds then?
Wait,
Uh, okay, so it says you can buy these shops. These certificates allow placement of a personal shop near a unique building in an economic node or a freehold. So if you are a
Right.
citizen of an economic node that is high level enough for this feature to be unlocked, then first you can place your shops in the economic node, and I guess it's node its influence, and in freehold. And if it's metropolis stage, then you can place it anywhere. This would be my understanding of this wiki
right.
article here.
So okay.
Freehold owners are able to set permissions that grant access to the business's building service. Combined max of total artisan business can be placed in additional homestead. This is confusing.
Yeah, it is quite confusing for me as well. To be able to
Also, don't you need to be a citizen in order to place the, how do you call it, the freehold within the vicinity of the node,
I think so.
right?
I think so.
So
Yeah.
then what's huh? So what then?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the
The
purpose?
I think that the point of I think that the economic node is kind of then
The best
well,
node there is, right? You can do pretty much everything in it,
yeah, because yeah, you can. Yeah, you
right?
can.
Are we missing something?
I don't know. Anyone else
You
think
can
we're missing
trade.
something?
You can refine best things, right? With the freehold, you can craft best things, and again, you can trade. Plus, you can play shops if you do not have a freehold.
Yeah.
Am I missing something here?
No,
No, I don't think so.
no. We know what node we're going
So,
for.
are
It's
economic
good.
nodes like low key OP?
Low key, yeah. I think we've come to that conclusion.
From the info that we currently have?
I mean, OP in the sense of you can do everything. You're not limited to anything. It's
Nah,
like
it
Biz.
provides the most for being a citizen
Yeah.
Yeah.
so far.
Damn. I did not expect that outcome.
Who knew you
Who
can
knew?
do anything with money?
Yeah, legit. Legit. Well, okay, cool. Don't even know how to continue that one. That's actually a shock. Um, cool. That's all. That is all the no's, isn't it? It's divine, economic, military, and scientific, right?
Yep.
The um, I guess in that case, then we can move on to the next bit that we have within Funky's list. It's been an hour and we have covered about a fraction of it, so I love that. Um, the general benefits of a node, um, in regards to what the node get. Well, actually, we've already kind of fucking concluded that the economic node is definitely the one see as the most viable, the most useful, not viable. Sorry, definitely the most useful. Um, housing, right? Can someone brush me up on housing? Because I do not remember much about the housing within nodes. Like how does that work? I remember that there are apartments. I know that freeholds count also as housing, but I am
Oh,
Monkey just got skill issue. Oh, he's back. Welcome back.
The sandwich ended up eating him.
Yeah. Just A and
Or
back.
the chicken.
My manette decided to have a fit.
Yeah. That's all right,
I
mate.
don't blame it.
I was asking about housing and how that works in nodes. I can't remember the exact details, but as I understand, it's through apartments and inns and taverns and that kind of stuff. Don't know if you have
Um,
a good understanding of that, Funky.
I wouldn't say a good understanding.
Well,
I do know something.
they have promised everything and we know nothing. So that's
Kind of,
the
yeah.
gist of it, yeah. So they
Yeah.
promised three types of housing as far as I know, like node specific apartments, which are like kind of like a little bit static in the way that everyone can like get, but like you have different apartments and one person can have one and it's node specific. And there is like static housing, which is like everyone can get the same apartment, it's just instanced when you load in like via loading screen, as far as I understood. And then we have freeholds, which are just like basically large apartments in a node.
Okay. Here for me it says that apartments are instance type of
Oh,
player
uh,
housing.
then what are static housing? Like static housing.
Players are able to purchase purchase
Oh, then I mixed them up.
small
Okay.
one-room houses, yeah, cottages,
Okay. Then
starting
I
at the
mixed
village
up
stage.
apartments and static houses. Like for me, static is kind of like it indicated that it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah, fair
change
enough.
much, but then everything looks like node specific to me. Am I gonna lose my
I
house if a node is sieged? Like,
Yeah,
Yes,
depends.
I think so. I think it's isn't all the loot from the siege dropped from the houses, no? So the houses should be destroyed. Surely.
that actually sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Mm,
I'm not
they
complaining.
did say that. Yeah, they did say that that loot will drop in the city center. Well, that it'll be a basically a loot pinata.
See,
For everything apart from freeholds, you have to go on your own and raid freeholds.
that is such an interesting concept, right? Because that makes freeholds your backup um storage, right?
You
It's like,
cannot have both.
oh, what you can't have a freehold and citizenship
You need to have a citizenship in order to have a
to,
freehold. I
to
just
have
do
a
not
freehold.
think
Yeah.
that you can have two types of housing at once
Uh,
in the same time.
they
Oh,
didn't say that it's. You just have to like pay the upkeep, and then you can have as many as you want. I think.
oh,
I'm sure that freeholds are limited to
Yeah, you can
one.
have only one freehold,
Yeah,
but you can have as many apartments and static houses next to it as you want, as far as I know.
yeah. So it's gonna be your backup storage for when your node gets sieged. So
You kind of need a guild to defend it, so I think those are gonna be like guild halls.
yeah, the freeholds are literally will turn into guild halls, definitely, and you'd move everyone's valuable pieces from the node, normal housing, like before the siege, and then you don't lose any of your shit unless they can then attack the freehold, which I think they can, right? There's like a window.
Can they first attack the freehold and not siege the
no,
node?
no. The node
Oh,
needs to be sieged in order for the attack window on the freeholds to open. I do
Do
know
they
that
have to
much.
win the siege?
Yes,
Yes, they
it
don't
has to
have
be
to be
Okay.
sieged. It has to
destroyed.
be brought down. Yeah, or
Okay,
destroyed
so it's
basically.
like a last line of defense. You defend your freehold, basically.
Yeah, kind of.
I like that concept a lot.
kind of cool, but also you don't get much from the siege itself. Sorry for my full mouth. Um, you
Yes,
don't
you
get.
do. What do you mean?
Do
Yeah, you won't really because you just move all your shit to the freehold.
No, 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 no. You're looking at this at too small of a scale. You're literally destroying 1/5 of the server once you siege a big node. Like the whole vassal network falls apart once a tier 6 or tier 5 node is sieged.
Yeah. Okay. Um,
and
in a sense, yeah.
No, and
I'm
bro,
so sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not trying to wind you up. I'm just fucking small brain. You're gonna have to tell me like I'm a fucking toddler, alright?
okay, if a vassal network falls apart, meaning that all of those small nodes are now by themselves, right? They do not have a big boy to protect them, meaning that whoever raided the big node is able to raid all of the small nodes as well. So you
Oh,
basically have a loot pinata of the whole vassal network, more or
oh,
less.
yes. I was thinking more too small scale. I did not know that if you siege the fucking big node, you can pillage the fucking little one.
Well,
That
you
is
cannot
brutal.
pillage them, you need to raid them again. But still, they do not have backup. They have zero backup. If you manage to destroy the biggest one, what are
They're
the
fucked.
chances that you won't be able to destroy smaller ones, right?
Right.
Basically zero.
Right. So then it's just a domino effect of just
Yes,
pillaging and
more or
looting.
less. Yeah.
Right.
And also there will be a shit ton of loot if I don't know 500 1K players are living in one metropolis
But do you
and
need
everything is
caravans
underground.
to bring this home?
Yeah, true.
Because that
You do.
would be pretty fun. Because then you can reverse gank.
Mm-hmm.
like And I think after the node has been sieged or destroyed, it's gonna be free for all loot. So
Yeah.
so people are gonna fight for the loot against each other. And outside of people who weren't sieging the nodes are able to join in. And I think it was a full PvP zone as well during the specific time.
Yeah, it is. I think it was 1 hour or 1 or 2 hours. Last I recall, I'm not 100% sure. Did they change anything or is it still the same?
Right. That's brutal. That's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've explained this to me before, Funky, but 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is fucking brutal. Like, let me imagine I'm in a role playing guild. I love my elf. My elf is my life. I spend a lot of time on my elf. My elf's node gets fucked up and I lose everything. Am I just gonna quit? Like, is it? I guess like what Steven said, it's not gonna be a game for everyone, right? But which is ironic considering where we are now.
They're trying to implement everything for everyone.
Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
know.
It's very ironic that he started off with, "Oh, it's not gonna be a game for everyone," and then it's they're trying to make it a game for everyone.
Well, I guess depends if you quit or not, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
It's
wait,
gonna be a
do
big
I remember?
problem
Do I
with player
remember this
retention.
correctly? I'm pretty sure that finished and crafted items and gold do not drop once the node is sieged, right? I'm pretty sure.
So what?
So
Wait, what was
whatever
that
is in
again?
your
Sorry.
so finished items,
Finished.
for example, you have a legendary sword and
Okay.
it's in your storage, it
Yeah.
won't drop.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, it's only gathering. Oh, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think I remember you saying something along those lines. No, wait, no. Isn't that for just player loot?
Both.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's for both. Against might need to recheck that if someone has time.
Fuck's sake. Yeah.
I'm trying to.
He's
Because
on
I
it.
remember them saying something along the lines. I'm certain for gold. I'm certain that you will not be able to steal gold from the bank or whatever the fuck there is, right? Like that will not happen.
Mm.
Because I know that we commented like, oh, if your node is about to get pillaged or you have a feeling it is about to get raided or whatever the fuck, just turn everything into gold. Um,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
will
Exactly.
which will also create a very interesting economy balance and well, people will be able to take advantage of it, right?
Yeah. Like I'll be there. I'll be there with buy orders of fucking hella shit. I'll be like literally like
Okay.
bulk buying for fuck all. It'll be great. And just move out.
After Okay, like I found something. After a node is destroyed, the footprint of the node will enter a ruined state and will become open PvP zone for a number of days equal to node's level. So these
Oh.
ruins consist of debris field. I don't know did I pronounce it correctly. Of treasures that are lootable by certain players. Wait, oh. Anyways, treasures in the debris field will take time to uncover. Warehouse debris will contain a portion of all materials, crafting components, and gatherables that were stored in destroyed node.
Yeah, see, no finished items, no gold.
I
Right.
think you can only drop items you equipped if you're corrupted enough.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
a very
true.
high level of corruption.
Well, is it a really very high level of corruption?
I think, yeah.
Oh, are we gonna dip our toe into the
I
corruption
would.
system?
I would.
Okay.
We can
Okay.
go there
All right.
next week as well. I
I
have
mean,
a lot to say about corruption.
Oh,
Because
that's fun.
that's a mechanic I'm gonna exploit to its like very
to its
edge.
core, yeah. I think
Yeah.
everyone who understands it well enough will do the same thing. I mean, up to you guys if you want to go into it or not. There's
I think we can like save it for next time for editing sake because um we'll be here for another hour based on just that fucking corruption system. So
Yeah,
I
without.
I prefer not to. Cool. Actually, I don't think there's actually much else to really discuss about the nodes. Probably,
Freeholds?
I mean, well, actually, we touched upon it like really
Little
briefly,
bit.
but
Yeah.
we didn't actually go over it.
No, not at all.
So yeah,
So,
give us a background.
well, freeholds will be very limited player housing, right? That will be within the node, but not inside it. So basically, there will be plots around the node that you will be able to claim. I think they said around 350 square feet for each freehold. Bear in mind, we have no clue how big. Well, we kind of have an idea how big that it is in the game, but rough idea. Um, Also, be able to gather things, very low tier materials within the freehold itself, and you are limited to one freehold per account. Plus, as we said, there will be a very limited number of them. I think it was
5 to
8 to
10%.
10% of the server, maybe even less. And this is where the first problem comes in for me at least, with their current business model and things that they were selling. So I'm not sure if you guys recall, but with every pre-purchase pack, there was a freehold building that only 8 to 10% of players will be able to use.
Yeah,
Really
I
true.
remember that being. Yeah, yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
being a little bit
Wasn't it
of a
cosmetic?
controversy.
Yeah, only
Yeah, yeah,
cosmetic.
Yes,
But
it was.
the point was that people are gonna be displeased that they won't be. It won't be a guarantee that they will get a freehold to actually use the skin with. So it kind of
I
was
see.
a they
I
didn't get
see.
the full worth of their money.
Well, they have a
Well,
chance. They just have to
get good. Yeah,
go
like
for the
no,
skin. Yeah.
they don't really have a chance if they're casual players because freeholds were basically a dream for all casual players. Like, oh yeah, I will have my own little village or whatever the fuck.
Can't
And
they join a guild which has a freehold and then just
A casual server
have the building there?
or is it?
not really how it works. I don't think
By the way, are you sorry,
because
talking over you?
freeholds are player specific, right?
Sorry, what? I'm sick. My voice is like disappearing.
I was just making apologize for talking over you. Didn't mean to do that.
Ah, no, that's okay. We don't see when he starts to talk. So, what did you say, Funky?
Aren't freeholds only limited to one player specifically?
How do you mean one player specifically? Like in a guild, in a node, in a.
No, like you as a player own a freehold.
Yeah, but can one player like fully furnish a freehold? Like, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be like a guild leader has the freehold, because you need to like do like a hard quest or winning an auction or something like that to actually acquire.
oh yeah, yeah, well yeah, yeah. I think the point is
And there
that
are 1,000 freeholds per server, so
yeah, people
Yes.
aren't some people aren't gonna get them, more or less. Like they're gonna have bought the key and they're gonna be disappointed because they're not don't have the degeneracy within them to obtain and be competitive and obtain that freehold, whether it be through quests or through auctions. And if let's say that it's not guild leaders that have it, it's just a hardcore player that is playing on his own. He will still be pestered by said guild leaders to sell it to them if they didn't get it or no one in the guild got it. I wonder if there will be like doxing and quote unquote toxicity or straight up like bullying and griefing within the game to force someone to sell the freehold, if that
Just
makes
because of the
sense.
freehold, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think that that will be a big thing. Like There'll be a guy
Interesting.
that's really worked for it, or he somehow was able to spend 23 hours a day on the game and did it really efficiently and played the Alpha 1, Alpha 2, betas, everything, and he's just obsessed with AOC. But he's alone, and he's just done it by himself. And then along comes X Guild, who I don't know, they just flopped a little bit, and didn't
Yeah, but
really get it. And then they just pester said hardcore player and fucking I don't know, try and trace his IP, do shit to him to force him to give him the freehold.
I don't think that they are rare enough for someone to go that far.
True, it is like five. It's like 1K, like five,
Also,
even
Yeah, it's
500.
how do you
10% of
hand
the
it
server.
over? Also, how
You
do you hand it over?
it
That's the
says here
If you
that
different
they may
okay,
be purchased from other players.
no, not the freehold itself. Once it's placed down, that's it.
Right. So
The declaration, the ownership of the said, well, I guess is just a certificate that you can own a freehold that can be traded.
okay. Um, that's kind of funny then, because won't people just keep that and just sell it for fucking thousands on G2G or
Yes, I
endorsement?
have a feeling that outside game market will create with freeholds.
Freeholds are
And I
just
said
gonna be
that
expensive.
as soon as they said, oh yeah, we think we'll make freehold certificates tradable. That was my first reaction. Yeah, that will go to an outside market, like
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. You want a freehold? You just go to one of those RMT websites,
Yeah, definitely.
especially with like 10K players. That's
Yeah, that would be
definitely gonna happen.
pretty bad.
Now again, it all depends. Do they manage to track people for that, and well, how they're doing all that? I guess, right?
So freeholds in general, what do they provide to the player?
I guess safety from sieges in a way, right?
Yeah. Well, a second chance in
Um,
sieges, or well,
yeah, I guess true. Um, high tier crafting. It was, I
highest
think,
tier crafting.
highest. Yeah, true. Highest tier crafting. Um, was there
Freehold
something else?
businesses.
Also that, yeah,
Businesses.
Hmm.
Wait,
yeah, like
what?
owning a tavern.
Yeah.
And what? Said tavern can only be placed on your freehold.
Yes.
It
Okay.
says here freehold benefits. Freehold businesses allow the freehold owner and the author, I don't know how to pronounce those things, to sell items and consumables and services to players.
Right. Okay. So they technically have what an economic node can have, but on their own property,
Yeah.
and said property generates the best gear and the best gathering. No, it's not gathering. Best refining. Sorry, best crafting, best refining. So those freeholds are essentially just going to become hotspots for everyone who needs to get biz gear, right?
Well, more or less
Mm,
in a way.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Interesting.
won't. I don't really remember like can the owner of the freehold like give access to certain people to use them. I don't remember what the like.
It can be through the family system, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah, with
Oh,
family system, yeah, but I'm talking about outside people as well. Like example, if in our guild there are people who want to use it as well, like, and we give access to them without letting them to be part of the family system because we're already full. If you
That's a good
understand.
question.
that
I'm
is a
not
good
sure.
question. I feel like they should allow. I feel like it should just be a permissions ledger, like fucking mine colonies in Minecraft. Like just just leave it at that. Like
Uh,
you know what I mean. I feel like that's the best system that they could implement because it allows more control
I
for the player that
found
owns
it.
it. Oh, you
Found
found
it.
it.
Freehold owners are able to set permissions to grant access to the business building services. So
Oh,
that sounds like, yeah, that's an option.
mine colonies ledger. Nice. Yeah, to go with a simple idea because it would be stupid not to. Number one, you can make money off it. You could be like, okay, what you need to make this, that, the other. Do you have the mats? Okay, cool. You can rent this for use for whatever time. Give him permission. He does his thing. Take him permission off. Safe. Give him money. Gone. I think that's it will add more interactability with the community for the freehold owners. So don't see any reason why to limit that. Um, and it also means that the freehold owner doesn't necessarily have to want or need to engage in crafting and that kind of shit. All they need to do is just provide the stations, and they can have other people do stuff with it, and other people want to do stuff with it anyway. So yeah, pretty cool system. The fact that they're limiting it to a limited amount of people, like what happens if one of them I was gonna make a really bad joke to make on a stream. I'm not let's say that someone unfortunately passed and they no longer log into their Ashes account. Um and they have freehold. Like does said freehold just stay there forever and GG to it? Like no one else can gain that plot of land or gain us.
You have to pay taxes on it.
Oh, so you can lose your freehold if you do not pay the upkeep, kind of like Albion Islands. No,
Yeah,
Island Stay.
yeah.
Island Stay. I'm retarded. I didn't say that word. Um.
Pretty sure, yeah.
By the way, about the offense joke, you can DM it to me.
Yeah. Don't worry. I will tell you. I'll tell you after. So freeholds. Any other thing to bring up about freeholds in regards to like their presence in Ashes in general?
Nothing else.
Yeah, there's not really much to cover about them. They are a very interesting concept, and I am looking forward to see how they
I
come.
think like we should rush it.
I think
What, freeholds?
Yeah.
yeah, because you
Of
make
course,
bits.
Yeah.
the requirements are as well. Like I think you have to hit the max level in order to they get the quest line to try to obtain it.
Yeah, true, you do.
Wait, I was reading somewhere. The freehold quest level requirement is 50. The level requirement is subject to change based on testing. So yeah, but I think it's a really valuable thing to have.
Oh no, it's something that's needed.
Must.
Something that's absolutely fucking needed because you get best in slot. Like it's just not an argument. Like if what Steve said is true, if he's not gaslighting us and the best gear is gonna come from freeholds, then fuck yeah, that's like the main objective. No, like you're gonna absolutely need to do that unless see we do not know much about the class system and ability system. Like for example, in Throne and Liberty, they have a lot of emphasis on the leveling of skills. Otherwise, you don't do any damage. So you can be in full epic +9 whatever, but if you have blue skills, green skills, you're fucked. You're not gonna do a shit. So it's kind of like a balance in that aspect, making having another factor that outweighs gear. Um, or having gear be a limited thing within. But in general, I'm not too sure how they're gonna do that. I don't know how they propose to do that, so we won't go into that too much.
I don't think that will be a thing in Art of Creation solely because they said, hey, combat will be rock, paper, scissors.
So gear won't. So gear won't have a big impact.
No, I mean, I think it will have decent impact, but it won't have an overwhelming impact, right?
Right. So it's not 8.3 in Albion. Kind of thing.
Yes, basically.
Oh,
That's at least my understanding of it. I might be completely wrong there, though.
Maybe. But yeah, as long as they temper it, then if they do temper it, then there's maybe other things that we can pursue that would benefit us within PvP, as opposed to just gear itself. But I think that because there's 500, or what I'm just gonna say 500 because I'm lowballing. I'm trying to make it more valuable than it is. Um, But yeah, there are only like 500 available in a 10k server, I think that's doable. I think that is very doable by a high margin,
Oh,
especially for
definitely,
a
yeah.
guild like us who are very dedicated, very well. I sit in my chair 16 hours a day now. Like when Ashes comes out, I probably will be sleeping and shitting in it. So um yeah, I think it's absolutely doable with the community we've generated within Quintessence. So I do not have a problem with it being so limited. I think it's absolutely doable. I feel like there will be disappointment surrounding it, but there's you can't have everything, right? I mean, there has to be some kind of valuable um aspect of an MMO. It adds to its thrill, it adds to its enjoyment, especially within the starting phases of um the MMO. So yeah, I think that overall freeholds are a pretty good idea, and limiting the uh crafting high level crafting and max level crafting to the freeholds, and then limiting said
Yeah.
freeholds. I think that's great. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Plus, yeah, plus leveling the amount of skills that you can max, right?
You mean the artisan skills or?
Yeah, the artisan skills exactly, because you cannot max every artisan skill.
Yeah, exactly. It encourages collaboration and fucking
Deeply so, yeah.
multiplayer, play styles.
So
So
does it mean that the freehold owner should be only like artisan, so gathering, crafting, focused people, and then make a family system with only have going full artisan people to just to maximize that they can do everything there fast and
Mm,
efficiently? Because wasn't there a family system like able to like do some sort of teleport as well?
yes, true, yeah.
um
Artisan, yeah, you can teleport with the thing as you said with the family system,
right.
but I think it's on a pretty long cooldown.
Yeah. Um I don't
Yeah.
know much about the family system in regards to that. Um could you elaborate a little bit on the aspects with how it would interact with artisans?
Oh, like I'm just thinking like if our guild has the permission to gather all the we have all gathered like a lot of gatherable things. We have the permit to use the storage in there. We just overload it and just try to get the family system to teleport the artisan people there just to level up their skills and try to get as fast as possible to get the max level.
I see. I
While
see.
they can
Yeah.
do other things as well, and we can just use the family system to get them back there as fast as possible.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're kind of like cutting routes short and stuff like that. I see what you mean. I feel like, yeah, absolutely doable, especially if you have like a 200-man guild and everyone organized, 200-man organized guild. Um, and the majority of people know each other and whatnot. You could definitely organize something like that. It will definitely be viable. Um, that's definitely something to bring up in another episode, to be honest, because we do plan to talk about the family system in depth. Hence why I've been caught off guard by the mention of it. Um,
Apologies.
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I really should know more about Ashes, but unfortunately, my memory isn't great. I wonder what could have influenced that. We will never know. Um,
Plus, there is a lot on the wiki, um,
there is,
and
there is, and even though I brushed over it like several times, even before
you
this
will never know
podcast,
everything.
you will never. There will always be some kind of new thing that he said in a fucking private party when he was fucking wanking to hentai or some shit. I don't know that he
Oh,
said
oh,
Right.
muttered some kind of word that that is referenced within the wiki. There's
oh
always
yeah.
that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
true.
Do you know the reason why I mention this as well? Because I mentioned family system. Because there are 9 processing professions in artisan. There's 9 people max at family. So efficient.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like it's fucking made to be, right? Absolutely. But yeah, is there anything else about freeholds? Because we just went on a little tirade.
Oof. To be honest, not that I can remember.
Neither. I am slowly losing life myself. Um,
Arif, maybe?
I worked 10 hours today. Sorry, I'm out.
we've all clocked
Fair
out.
enough.
You know what? I think this is the time to wrap it up. I think that we've covered everything to do with the node system and how housing and citizenship work within those. Discussed it very extensively. I believe that we have done coped today. I cannot English.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you guys for the discussion.
Yeah, and thank you all who have stayed with us from the very start. I'd like to apologize for any kind of rude comments I may have said in the last 10 or so minutes of this episode. The mask is slowly slipping, and I cannot help that. Um, but yeah, I really appreciate everyone staying who have stayed from the start. To reiterate, we stream every 8 p.m. on Wednesday, 8 p.m. CET on Wednesdays. That's 7 p.m. UK time. We usually are going to cover a specific MMO or a continuation of the MMOs in the past. So, for example, this is Ash's Creations podcast. We're going to do multiple of them because it's a very extensive topic. There's very much to discuss in regards to its intricacies. So, yeah,
Let's go about corruption,
yes,
please.
corruption and combat, I think, would be a great next one, to be honest.
I
Yay.
do agree.
Yeah, we're gonna have a great time setting that one up. But yeah, thank you all again. If you have only just joined, I'm really sorry we are finishing. But I do appreciate everyone's time, and I do hope to see you all again in the next stream. So yeah,
Bye,
thank you.
everyone.
Bye bye.
So yeah.
See ya.
Ooh.